Welcome to MFSN's Divisional Previews. We're here for the NL Central today. I'm Dr. Dan Ratner. I'm here with Casey, Vlad to the Bone Scheinvold, and Ross the Boss.
Hey everybody, I'm Ross the Boss, and I'm really excited to talk about the NL Central with you, cowboy.
Okay, now Ross he gets excited. He's an excitable guy, but the Reds are in this division. I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason you're so excited. We got Pete Rose in the background. And you should start us off, Ross, on the NL.
I'll start you off. I mean, you want to say, oh, Ross is going to pick the Reds. Casey Scheinfold, I'm not taking the Reds.
No, you're a Reds fan. You're a realist.
It hurts me to say. I mean, the Reds did a fire sale during the offseason. They got rid of all their expensive players. The only one they kept is Votto because he's on his last year of his contract and he's 38 years old and nobody wants him. But I'm taking the Milwaukee Brewers. That pitching staff, I feel, from top to bottom, is the best in the National League. They have great starters, 4 good starters, 2 guys that will compete for the Cy Young, actually. And then they have an unbelievable bullpen with Hader and Williams. Unbelievable. So I'm taking, and they have really good hitting. I mean, they're stacked. I mean, this team is going to be, and if their hitting just wakes up a little bit, they should win that division by at least 5 or 10 games. 2, I'll take St. Louis. They're always competing. They have a good team, not a great team. I think they're getting older. I feel that, of course, Molina's still there. They also have Goldschmidt, who's getting older, but Wainwright's still pitching in that staff, which is unbelievable. Jack Flaherty, I have no idea how his health is. He hasn't pitched in spring training at all. So I'm taking them as number 2. 3, I'll take the Cubs. Suzuki, a new guy from Japan, supposed to be unbelievable. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try to get him on my fantasy team. Don't tell the other guys I play with, but it's going to be like a sneak pick. It's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait to do this. But I feel the Cubs are going to be pretty good. I think they have a good season. I think they can sneak into the playoffs. How about that, Casey Scheinfold? 4, I'm taking the Reds, not because I think the Reds are that good. I just think they're better than the Pirates. The Pirates could have the worst record in the National League. But I'm Ross the Boss, and I love talking National League Central with you.
All right, Case, I'm going to jump in here second on the NL Central. I do have the Brewers winning this division, and I think they have by far the most well-rounded team in this division. But I think actually this is a team that's going to regress some too. There were a lot of pitchers on that team that were just in such a groove last year, but they hadn't put up that kind of talent before. Brandon Woodruff is a good example of that. If you're looking for somebody on your fantasy team who I think is going to regress, he's one of them. I'm a little worried about Freddie Peralta as well. I don't know that they can continue to put up those numbers. I'm not worried about Corbin Burns. He's dominant, and this team is probably going to win that division even just on that. But they've got good hitting. They've got good pitching. They have a dominant bullpen. So I still think they're going to do very well. I just think they're in for some regression. Second up, I do have the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm kind of a big organizational guy. When I see these organizations just do the same thing over and over and over, fool me once, whatever the expression is. I don't even remember what it is. But
You've been fooled so many times it's hard to count.
Yes, exactly. But the Cardinals are just always a quality organization, and they also have a good amount of talent. Now, is Adam Wainwright going to do what he did last year? Probably not, but the guy certainly knows how to pitch from his history. He could. I think they're going to put up a pretty good team. I think they're going to make the playoffs as a wild card team as well. The Reds, it is a shame. They really were putting together something really great, and they sold off some of their parts. I still think they've got a lot of talent there, so they're going to finish 3rd. I don't think the Cubs are there yet. I think they're clawing their way back up. I do think they're better than the Pirates. That's like, the tagline for the NL Central for us, I guess. And, they're going to put up a decent season. Probably around July, you're going to see them really fade, and they could become sellers at the deadline. The Pirates, dead last. They do have a lot of young talent though, and it's going to be fun to watch some of them. I hope Ke'Bryan Hayes has a great year. O'Neal Cruz is somebody to look for at shortstop. But the Pirates really, they're a bit rudderless as an organization, and they have been for a long time. So that's my wrap up of the NL Central. Casey, I'll turn to you. Let's see how you see it.
I talked about how stacked, when we talked about the East in the other episode, I talked about how stacked it was at the top. The Central is stacked at the bottom. You got you've got the Brewers, who are clearly the best team. I don't have to go over it. You guys went over the pitching, the defense, the offense. I think I worry a little bit about the Cardinals because of their age. You have like 40. You have an 85-year-old battery on opening day. That kind of worries me a little bit. But they have Arenado, Goldschmidt, O'Neill, Carlson. Like they're stacked across the board. I worry about their health. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that would cause them. I'm more bullish on the Cubs than Dan is. I kind of agree with Ross. I think they do have enough there to compete in this division because the Reds and the Pirates aren't competing this year. I feel bad for Joey Votto. He deserves more in his last year on this contract. He's been an absolute warrior and stud for the Reds for years, and they should do him more honorably by giving him a team to compete with his last year of his contract. But again, I also agree with Dan. I think there's some really young, exciting players in this division that are still going to make it fun to watch with O'Neill Cruz and with Hunter Green. That guy's throwing 100 with both hands. It feels like he's just throwing smoke. And so there's players to watch that are exciting to watch, I think. But I only think one team comes out of there, and it's Milwaukee, and they might be a bye team in the playoffs.
All right, guys, that is our NL Central preview. If you haven't already, click subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, hit like if you like what you're hearing, and put your comments below, and we'll get back to you personally. Thank you for watching.